Hi, I'm Carol Howell. Welcome to Let's Talk Dementia. Today we're going to talk about dementia and dementia caregiving, and I hope you learned something that makes your caregiving experience a more pleasant one. Let me know what's on your mind. You can call me at 980-819-1855. You can email me at carol@letstalkdementia.org. Go to Amazon.com and check out our Amazon #1 bestseller, Let's Talk Dementia, and our newly released book, Mama is Confused, and so am I. So I hope those are sources that will help you. Well, today I wanted to tell you what I'm doing for my mama. I talk about mama a lot. She is the reason that Senior Life Journeys Let's Talk Dementia was started, and she is my heart. She makes me happy, and she just tears my heart out some days too, and I know you understand that. But when Mama moved from her assisted living to the memory care community that she now resides in, we were cleaning out, and Mama had photo albums out the wazoo. I mean, she did. So my sisters were there with me, so there's 3 of us, and we divided up the photo albums. You take a third, and I'll take a third, and you take a third, and we'll figure out what to do with all of these. So mine sat in the back of my car for a while. I'm going, what am I going to do with all these pictures? And then one day I remembered what my friend Jill did for her mother. And I thought, ooh, I should do that. So Jill's mother at that point was 102, I think, somewhere around there. And she went to Shutterfly.com and made a photo album for her mama. Now, I don't get paid by Shutterfly to advertise for them. I'm just telling you that's who she used. And that photo album was just absolutely gorgeous when she had it all completed. And it was a wonderful source for caregivers or visitors visiting her mom to be able to pick up and talk about with her mom and have points of discussion. I love that idea, and I just was so proud and pleased that she had made this. And I thought, Carol, you should do that for your mama. So I sat down looking through my mama's photos. Do you guys remember when photos were developed at the pharmacy or at Walmart or Kmart? And if you got one set of prints, it was like, I don't know, say $8, but you could get 2 sets of prints for like another $1.50. Well, my mama got 3 sets of prints, and I do not know why, but I'm going to tell you, we had duplicates of the duplicates, so it was fun being able just to throw away a whole bunch because we already had copies of it. Then I started putting them in piles of my sister, my older sister when she was born and growing up, and my younger sister and my mama's siblings, her and my daddy when they dated. And then I had a stack of people. Well, nobody knows who these people are. Some of those got thrown away too. And then I had stacks of people that maybe I don't want Mama to think about, and those pictures were thrown away. And so then I began to put them together on Shutterfly and to come up with my mama's story. And it did start with pictures of my mama as a baby, and those were just sort of neat, seeing my mama as a baby and then my mama as a toddler and in school. And I had pictures of her report cards. Isn't that just cool? My mama got good grades all through school. She never got the kind of comments on her report card that her child got, her child being me. My report cards always said, Carol talks too much. My mama always had things like, Vera is a pleasure to teach. Oh, isn't that just sick? But had pictures of Mama's report cards and things like that. And so I began telling the story of my mama's life. And I want to tell you what I discovered. I discovered it made me cry. And I'm not the kind of person that cries easily, but alas, that made me cry. Is putting that together and thinking about my mama and my mama's story and the people that have been important in her life and then the people that have left her life, that have passed on and how they have impacted her and being able to put that into a story form. And I like to write. It is what I do, and one of the many things I do, but I like to write, like to get my thoughts down on paper, and being able to do that in a book form that my mama can sit down all by herself and look at, or a caregiver might pick it up and go, oh, who is this? This says that this is Wayne. Tell me about Wayne. Who is Wayne? And if mama doesn't remember, then they can coax her by the information that I've printed there. So I'm very excited about that. It has been a learning curve a little bit, figuring out how to get that software to work, but it's pretty easy. So if I can do it, you can do it. So I recommend you think about that, putting one together for your loved one with dementia. I sat down with Mama on Sunday and went through it with her. And I said, hey, Mama, look at this. This is what I'm working on. And as I've told you before, my mama can cry at the drop of the hat, and I hate to cry, and I'd already cried once making this book, and I was determined I was not going to cry again, but you know what? I sort of maybe kind of did. I was going through it with her, and I got to what will be the very last page of the book once I get it completed. It just seemed a fitting way to end it. I've got more pictures to go through, don't you know, but I'm hoping to get there. So I'm hoping that right now, as I sit here, that Shutterfly will come up so that I can read to you what will be the last page of my mama's book. It is interesting to see how history duplicates itself in my mama's story, and that's kind of neat, and to be able to compare her growing up years with those of her children and see how you can tell we came from her, and that there are things about our personalities that are the same. And I think you'll enjoy doing that with your loved one. So on the very last page of my mama's book, this is what I wrote. If I can get it up here. We place this picture here because we have no clue who this man is. Life is full of possibilities and unknowns. Good times, sad times, hard times, easy times, and yet we wouldn't change it. Life is good when you want it to be good, and Vera has always known how to make life a joy. She's raised 3 girls who love her beyond words. She brings a smile to the face of friends who love her dearly. While life may contain unknowns, like the man in this picture, one certainty is Vera is God's child, and she shows his love to everyone she meets. You know, I kind of like those words. Life is full of unknowns. We never know from day to day what we're going to face, do we? And I'm here to tell you it's a good thing we don't, because we might not get out of bed in the morning, and then we would miss the good things that happen too. Life has a lot of unknowns and certainties, but through it all, you know, life's a pretty good thing, isn't it? Well, that's my story for today, and I'm hoping that when I get my book all together and I give it to Mama, that each and every time we look at it, that she will be pleased and excited, and I'll be glad I took the time to make it. So there you go. That's my thought for the day. Well, let's see. I had a joke picked out for you. I am just not good at keeping track of my jokes. Here, let's see. This says, okay, years ago when my 2 girls were small, they were taught how to say their blessing before eating their meal. One night, as I was busy scurrying around the kitchen, I told them both to say their blessings without me. I took a moment to watch them as they both squeezed their eyes tightly, shut their eyes, and folded their hands. As my 4-year-old finished, her 3-year-old sister kept on praying. Another minute or 2 passed before she lifted her head, looked at her plate, and in an indignant voice said, "Hey, my peas are still here." That's funny. My dad, when he was growing up, would feed his beans to the dog. He would just put them on the floor and the dog would eat them till the dog quit eating them. And so then he would feed them to a caregiver that was there to care for his family that sat next to him. Her name was Henrietta, and he would hand them under the table to Henrietta, and she would eat them, and his parents thought that he had eaten them. Deceitful little booger he was. I hope as you go through your caregiving journey, you remember this: God is God. God is good. God always knows and does what's best for his children. I'm happy to be one of his kids. Blessings and smiles on your day.